Saudi Arabia has been really different so far. It's far different than what's portrayed in the media or even in textbooks. It's always portrayed as very political, and the people don't get along and they're not very nice to foreigners, but so far I've had a great experience. Everybody has been really kind to me and really hospitable and excited to welcome me as an American to Saudi Arabia. At first I was really nervous about coming to Saudi Arabia. I think that when I told my friends, they were afraid, they were a little bit scared for me. They told me not to wear anything colorful, that I should just wear a black scarf and an abaya all the time, but that hasn't been the case at all. Right now I'm wearing a blue abaya and a white scarf, so it's been really fun, and just seeing the different fashions even is far different than what I had expected.
I have to say it's a lot different from what I expected. Personally, I thought before coming to Saudi that it was a very conservative country with a lot of rules that really people were not allowed to break, and in that sense I've had my mind changed in that I see women who don't have to wear a niqab all the time. I see women in jeans. I see women who are far more open with showing their faces in public than I think is perceived oftentimes in the United States. And just as a country in general, I think it's a lot different in that the perception of it in the United States is that it's modernizing, but there's a lot of room for it to grow, whereas coming here, I think I see a lot of similarities between the structure of the cities, the way that they're built, and the similarities in urban areas as well.
So when I was coming here, I had always heard a lot of negative things about Saudi Arabia, and my family was actually being from the south of America, we have a lot of misconceptions about what is an Arab, and especially Saudi Arabia is the harbinger of all of those negative connotations and things like that. So what had happened is I had all these wrong ideas. It was I know this isn't the way that they live, and so I was just kind of trying to look up all the different types of news, how are women supposed to act, how am I supposed to act, and I watched a little coffee video that taught me this, and so I learned one ritual, but I didn't know I was still told women aren't supposed to travel alone, or I was watching a documentary about it and it was saying all these negative things about how women live in Saudi Arabia. And even the royalty, they can be locked up and not have a choice in leaving and stuff like that. So I had no idea coming in. That's all the information that I had access to, so that's what I thought coming here. And that's why I freaked out in the stairwell, because I just didn't I didn't have any idea. From the Saudi women that I've met, from Sarah that I've met, that Saudi women can be progressive and they can have a choice in what they wear and they can have a choice in how they live their lives. But I still have yet to see the women living in Jeddah. I've just seen Riyadh, and I haven't really interacted with any other Saudi women besides Sarah, but it just shows that there's a spectrum of people, just there's a spectrum of people everywhere that have different ideas and different ways of living.
Absolutely. Last night I got to meet a band of girls called Smile, and at first I was really interested, and I saw them doing their dances and it was very cute, but then it made me think they were in these very cute outfits, but I wondered at what age are they expected to cover up more, or at what point does that tradition become part of their life, because it looks like maybe their moms who were with them were wearing a niqab. So that was one question that I have is what age does that come about?
I think one thing we were wondering is definitely about choice, whether these women have the option to do those things, and I feel some women have, but something that Sarah said made me have another question, in that she was saying that if your family wants you to wear niqab and your husband wants you to wear niqab, then there's a problem, but she never mentioned what if you don't want to wear niqab. So I was just curious about I feel maybe some women have that choice, but I was wondering, do all women have that choice?
I think it makes a lot of sense, because after hearing about kind of the economic move that Saudi Arabia is changing towards diversifying and things like that, women are going to be part of that. And it's going to be much easier for them to be part of it if they can drive and if they are going to be involved in all the new aspects of cinema and things like that.
In Al-Ula, the students got an in-depth insight on Madain Saleh, the world's second largest Nabataean city. It's both magical and enchanting, a well-preserved city that tells the story of an ancient civilization. And now, King Salman decreed it to be established as a major touristic attraction.
Just the way people dress and the culture, the religion is very different from me, because in Brazil you barely see people wearing scarves and stuff like that. So it is very different. I'm getting used to it already. I don't think it's that strange. When I first arrived, I was kind of shocked, but I'm getting used to it, yeah. Today I talked a lot during lunch with Sarah. She's a Saudi girl, and she's someone who's teaching me a lot about the woman in Saudi Arabia, because I had no idea, for example, that women could walk without a man, could travel without a man, because traditionally they couldn't. But I mean, she went to Canada to study alone, so I'm seeing that I had a lot of stereotypes that I'm breaking. And I think this is the most thing I was interested about, women in Saudi Arabia. So that's what I'm keep asking everybody about it. So I'm enjoying this discovery.
First of all, I'm very curious. I'm a very curious person, so I'm always very interested in discovering new country, and especially Saudi Arabia, a country that, I have never been to Saudi Arabia. There's no tourist visa, so that's why I'm here. And it's just a perfect set for a film. It's amazing. I have the impression to be in another planet, or maybe in another world, or another century. It's magical. Well, we don't really have any Saudi Arabian film. I mean, I don't think I've seen one. So it will be very interesting to see Saudi Arabia from the eye of a Saudi national who will show us the life of a Saudi citizen, and what is your concern, your problems. I mean, that's what cinema is. It's a view of a person, and it's its own perception. So it doesn't mean that some perception it's the country. So even if I'm sure you see American films or French films, you might see something French or American, but it's still through the eye of the person who's making the film. So.